Every morning, millions of seniors begin their day with familiar comfort foods like a slice of white bread or a bowl of sugary cereal. It's easy to see this as a harmless routine, a simple start to the day that brings familiarity and warmth. But what many don't realize is that this seemingly innocent habit is quietly setting a dangerous trap inside their bodies. Each time they indulge in these quick, easy carbs, their blood sugar spikes sharply within just 15 minutes. The surge in glucose doesn't just briefly elevate their blood sugar levels, it triggers an inflammatory response in their arteries. This inflammation begins to weaken the delicate walls of the blood vessels, causing tiny tears that are invisible to the naked eye but critically dangerous. Over days and weeks, these microscopic tears become sites where cholesterol, fat, and dead cells accumulate, initially forming thin layers of plaque that cling to the artery walls. This process is insidious because it happens subtly and progressively. The plaques grow slowly, narrowing the arteries incrementally. Blood flow is affected, but no one notices any symptoms until it is too late. The plaques are fragile, like thin membranes stretched too thin over a dangerous trap. As they enlarge, they become more susceptible to rupture. That small tear can suddenly turn catastrophic when it causes an abrupt release of material that triggers the formation of a large blood clot. This clot can completely block a critical artery within seconds, halting blood supply to vital organs like the heart or brain. Without warning, the blockage causes an immediate heart attack or stroke, often resulting in death within moments. This process may be invisible for years but can escalate rapidly without any symptom overtly warning the patient until it is too late. The progression from a simple breakfast to a deadly blood clot is alarmingly fast once the initial damage occurs. As the cholesterol and fat deposits continue to accumulate and the plaques become more unstable, the risk of rupture increases exponentially. The blood clot that forms in response to a rupture can develop silently over days or weeks, often unnoticed, until it suddenly blocks an artery entirely. The critical danger lies in the fact that these plaques are so fragile that they can rupture unexpectedly, sometimes during routine activities, causing a sudden and complete cutoff of blood flow. This abrupt event frequently results in rapid death if emergency response is not immediate. Recognizing this chain of escalation makes it clear how everyday foods, especially refined carbs and sugary cereals, are hidden enemies, lying in wait to unleash fatal blockages without any prior warning signs. Every bite taken at the start of the day adds to this silent buildup until the moment when it all becomes irreversible. As the plaques inside arteries continue to grow, their fragility becomes increasingly alarming. These deposits, composed of accumulated fat, cholesterol, dead cells, and other debris, are no longer the stable formations one might assume. Instead, they become delicate thin membranes, akin to fragile glass stretched dangerously over a potential explosion. Every day that passes, these plaques expand by about 0.2 millimeters, inching dangerously closer to a rupture threshold. The more they enlarge, the more unstable they become, especially when the arterial walls are inflamed from chronic blood sugar spikes caused by high-carbohydrate breakfasts. This fragile state significantly raises the risk of a rupture happening unexpectedly during routine activities like bending, coughing, or even minor exertion. The moment of rupture is a disaster waiting to happen. When a plaque suddenly tears apart, it releases a flood of debris into the bloodstream. This debris, consisting of cholesterol crystals, dead cells, and fibrous cap material, triggers a rapid clot formation within seconds. The process begins with platelets immediately aggregating at the rupture site, doubling in size every 10 seconds under the intense alert signals sent by the damaged artery wall. Within approximately 30 seconds, these platelets become a large, sticky mass. Meanwhile, fibrin strands, protein fibers, are pumping out from the weakened wall, rapidly trapping the platelets and debris into a dense clot. This process is akin to a trap door closing in the arteries, completely sealing off the blood flow. The clot can expand up to 3 times its initial size within a minute, blocking the artery entirely before any warning signs appear. The blockage can be so complete that blood supply to the brain or heart tissue is cut off in less than 15 seconds. This sudden cessation of oxygen and nutrient delivery causes tissue death, resulting in a heart attack or stroke with no prior symptoms warning the victim. What makes this scenario even more terrifying is that these ruptures often happen without any sign of warning pain or discomfort. The plaques are packed with tiny cracks and fissures that become more prevalent as inflammation persists. But the rupture itself is silent. It is an insidious process, with clots forming silently in the background over days or weeks, gradually enlarging unnoticed until they suddenly reach a critical size. On average, these micro-ruptures and subsequent clot formations occur approximately every 4 to 6 weeks in individuals with high blood sugar levels and unhealthy diets. This silent buildup is like a ticking time bomb inside the arteries, poised to trigger fatal blockages at any moment. Medical professionals have found that over 80% of catastrophic heart attacks and strokes are caused by such sudden clot formations resulting from plaque rupture. Once formed, these clots are often so large they leave no room for blood to bypass, leading to tissue death in less than 10 minutes if untreated. The unnerving reality is that these clots do not present early warning signs like chest pain or dizziness. Instead, victims are caught completely off guard when blood flow ceases abruptly. Imaging studies with intravascular ultrasound reveal that the plaques on the verge of rupture are often characterized by a thin, fibrous cap less than 25 micrometers thick, less than the width of a human hair, making them highly prone to tearing. This fragile structure, combined with ongoing inflammation from daily blood sugar spikes, exponentially raises the risk of catastrophic events, capturing victims in a deadly trap that only a simple, consistent lifestyle change can prevent. The danger escalates dramatically as these fragile plaques, once ruptured, unleash a cascade of deadly events that unfold within seconds. When a plaque tears, it releases a flood of debris, including cholesterol crystals, dead cells, and fibrous tissue, into the bloodstream. This debris acts as a powerful trigger for rapid clot formation, with platelets rushing to the site and doubling in size every 10 seconds in response to the alarm signals sent from the damaged artery wall. Within approximately 30 seconds, these platelets have aggregated into a large, sticky mass, creating a dense mesh that traps the debris and forms the beginnings of a clot. Simultaneously, fibrin strands stretch out from the weakened arterial wall, rapidly reinforcing the clot as they entrap platelets and other debris into a dense, almost impenetrable mass. This process resembles a trapdoor closing swiftly in the artery, sealing off the blood flow so completely that in less than 1 minute, the clot can expand up to 3 times its initial size, completely blocking the artery. In less than 15 seconds of occlusion, blood flow to vital tissues, such as the heart muscle or brain tissue, ceases entirely, causing immediate tissue death. Without oxygen and nutrients, dangerous brain or heart tissue undergoes irreversible damage, leading to a stroke or heart attack that can kill within moments, often before help arrives. What makes this even more terrifying is how silent it is. These ruptures and clot formations occur in absolute secrecy, without any warning pain or discomfort. Small cracks and fissures develop on the plaques due to persistent inflammation from high blood sugar spikes, but rupture is rarely accompanied by symptoms. Micro-ruptures and clot formation happen secretly over several days or weeks, gradually enlarging until they suddenly reach a critical size. On average, micro-ruptures happen every 4 to 6 weeks in individuals with unhealthy diets and blood sugar levels, creating a time bomb inside the arteries. These silent, slow-growing clots are often so large that they leave no room for blood to bypass, resulting in rapid tissue death once the artery is completely blocked. Imaging studies reveal that the fibrous caps of these vulnerable plaques are less than 25 micrometers thick, thinner than a human hair, and incredibly fragile. The ongoing inflammation and tiny cracks make rupture an almost inevitable event for those with poor diets and high blood sugar. When the rupture occurs, the resulting clot can cause sudden, catastrophic blockages in seconds, leaving victims with no warning until they collapse from a massive heart attack or stroke. Despite the severity, victims often have no prior warning signs like chest pain or dizziness, and by the time symptoms are apparent, tissue damage is already in progress. The relentless cycle repeats day after day, with each rupture increasing the risk of an unstoppable clot forming silently in the background, waiting to trigger instant death at any moment. Emergency rooms have reported a dramatic rise in sudden cardiac deaths, with many cases linked directly to these unpredictable, lethal clots that form without warning, catch victims off guard, and seal their fate within minutes. The unnerving reality is that these silent killers do not discriminate, and the pattern continues without pause. Every single day, another life is claimed by this invisible predator, with statistics showing that a person dies every 47 seconds somewhere in the world from a sudden clot caused by arterial plaque rupture. This relentless toll is a stark wake-up call, emphasizing that unless a shocking change occurs in the way seniors begin their mornings, switching from carbohydrate-heavy foods to anti-inflammatory options like oatmeal or nuts, this cycle of sudden death will continue unbid, claiming innocent lives with terrifying regularity.